Hello, summer camp art students. I'm Miss Morris, and today we will draw a hummingbird and color it with a technique using assorted Crayola markers and washing over the color with water. For this lesson, materials needed are 1 sheet of watercolor paper. Now I choose watercolor paper because it is stronger and it holds the water and paints as well. If you do not have watercolor paper at home, another option would be mixed media paper. But I would prefer this over construction paper because water tends to um, construction paper doesn't really absorb the water well at all. So your paper will tend to kind of fall apart, almost like toilet tissue. So you don't really want to use that. It's not as strong, okay? So watercolor paper, we will also need a pack of Crayola markers, a pencil, a cup of water, and also a small round brush. Now, if you have a watercolor palette at home, most watercolor palettes usually have a small round brush, so you can use that at home. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our hummingbird. And you're going to follow me step by step. It's not easy. It's not as hard as you think it is. It's not hard at all, actually. It's quite simple. We're going to start with very simple shapes. Okay, so right here, it's not too far in the middle of your page, but a little above the middle of your page. You're just going to draw right here a small circle. I'm going to draw it dark at home so you guys can actually see. It doesn't have to be perfect. But when you're drawing at home, I would advise you to draw very lightly. That way, if you make a mistake, you can easily erase it and not see the residue underneath, okay? The next thing you're going to do is you're going to draw an oval shape, a small oval shape, kind of slanting outward, but overlapping. So we're going to overlap the small circle, and then we're going to draw this little oval shape like this. Just like that. Now you're going to come here, somewhere there, and we're going to start our wing. So I'm going to come up, pass through the line of the oval shape, and then just cup it under lightly here, making almost like a leaf shape, or you can call it a raindrop shape, but that's what we're doing. Okay? Now, right in here, where you see the two circles meet, we're going to come out and draw a curved line up just like that. That's it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to smooth this line in here and join them together. So I'm going to come up here and just smooth that line, making that one. Now what I can do is erase the lines in between where the circles cross over. See that? Good job. Coming back up to the wing, starting at the base here, I'm going to just flare out and making sure those lines curve and they get smaller as I go. Just like that. They follow the natural curve of your first line and they get smaller, shorter as you go. Coming to this wing here, you're going to erase. And you're going to do the same thing that you did here. And they should follow the line that you made in your raindrop shape. Just like that. So if you go past the line a little bit, this line a little bit, that's fine. But it should stop somewhere in there. Got it? That's just your guideline. Now, let's work on the head. Very easy. Somewhere in the middle here, you're going to draw a straight line. And in comparison to the head, it's quite long. And we want to keep this really thin. So you're going to come back up, keeping that line very thin and creating a beak. Now, keeping this line the same, we're going to draw hit the bird's eye right here. What you're going to do is you're going to make that line go a little past in like that, just to give you an idea where your eye should start. At the end of those two lines, you're going to make an eye shape, a little circular shape in there, just like that. Okay. Now, we're going to create little points on the side of the eye. And here as well, 2 points on each side of that eye. Now, I know it looks like a human eye now, but it won't when we color it in, okay? So now we can go in and just kind of bring this line in and that line, curve that line in a little too. Let's just erase this. And now we're going to, first the bird's head was circular like this, but now we're going to clean that and reshape the bird's head. So we're going to just take this line and slant it into the beak, and you're going to take this line here underneath and slant it into the bird's head as well. So this line here should slant downwards towards the beak. This line should slant downwards towards the bird's head. Now we can erase those lines in between, because we had the beak help us align the eye, okay? So this is what you should have. And I can extend this a little more if I like, but there we go. Now where this bird's eye is, you're going to slant up, and this one is going to slant down. Curve down, curve up, just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come to the bird's tail in the back. And right here in the corner where the bird's base of the body meets here, where the wing is, you're just going to make a shape in here like so. Okay? Then you're going to come here, fan out, and make like an almond shape there. Something simple. Here, where you fanned out here, you're just going to come out and go like that. Connecting that line and bringing it in just like that. Now I'm going to come back under this and create another tail. And I might do one more, hiding it under each tail like a layer, okay? Do the best you can. Then we're going to come back up in the middle, draw a line out, another line just like we did in the wing, and another line out to complete that. Very simple shapes. So now we're done with the bird. We can begin coloring. You're going to take your sorted Crayola markers, I'm gonna dump all of them out because we will pretty much be using just about every color. So you should have 8 colors. And I'm going to leave them on the side here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with yellow. I always like to start with the lightest color and build up. So all the areas that are yellow in the bird, we're going to start with yellow. And this is really easy. You're going to just follow me. You're going to go over each line, making a nice thick yellow line in there, just like this. You're going to do the same thing here with this wing as well. So I made about 3 on each. Underneath the bird's body here, I'm going to make some dots, some yellow dots. Leaving this little space out, I'm just going to create some yellow. I'm going up and down, giving it some texture. And then I'm going to come around the eye, and I'm coloring all the way around the eye. So encase the eye, so that when we put the black on, the eye really, really pops. So we're going to color all the way around the eye, nice and yellow, like that. Next, we're going to take green, and at the top of the wing, all the way from the base of the bird, we're going to come up and trace that line, making the line a little thicker as you work to the top, and go in between those yellows, just making a line. That's it. Here, you're going to do the same thing above the yellow, in between the yellow, just like that. Then you're going to come here and trace this shape in here, filling it in just a little bit, like that, and outline this part of the bird's tail, just like that. You're going to come up to the top of the bird's head, and you're going to trace the top of the bird's head like this, just like that. Next, we're going to take red, and we're only going to go into this wing with the red. So right where your last streak of green that you placed in, we're going to color a streak of red, just like that, and another one, just like that. Then we're going to come underneath the bird here. We're going to outline halfway down. And then we're going to, just like we did with the yellow, we're going to just put these dots going all the way around in this area, just like this. I'm just tapping is all I'm doing. There we go. Now, in this area here, we're going to use purple. Now, it may look blue at home, but it is actually purple. And we're going to do the same thing we did with the red, making just these little purple dots going all the way around, stopping in this, in between the space between the green, the yellow, and the red. Just like that. Okay. Next, we're going to take blue. And we're going to go in the inside here of the first wing at the top here and just add a little blue, just a little. And then here at the base of the red, we're going to add in some blue, just like that. So all I'm doing is making these like little lines pop like that. I'm going to take my blue and then I'm going to retrace this shape here. Do the nice thick lines. Awesome. Next, I'm going to take my brown and I'm going to close this line here. So trace over the line there. And I'm just going to add dots. Just like that. Next, we're going to trace the beak with the brown marker and be really careful because you really want to keep your point on the beak. You don't want to compromise that. So just draw a very straight line, nice and thin, using the point of your marker, and just thicken the line up as you move towards the bird's head. Okay? And again, if you mess it up, you can always dress it up. So now I'm just going to color in this whole part right here. Okay. I think we're ready for watercolor. For water. So let's just concentrate on the bird for right now. I'm going to take my round brush and some water. And I'm going to start with the back wing first. And I'm going to kind of tap off as much water as I can because I want to be able to control this. So if you have a lot of water in your brush, you're going to try to take off as much water as you can. And then you're just going to go over your yellow. And notice I'm using one direction. Now try not to pull the wing too far, okay? But just enough. You're going to do the same thing for the next wing. Try not, again, don't pull it so far out. Just pull it just a little bit past it, but not much. You want to maintain the shape of your bird, okay? Keeping one stroke rhythm. Tapping off all that excess water. There we go. Now I'm going to paint in this color here, using the water. Doing the same thing I did with the wings. If you have some paper towel, you can definitely use your paper towel to kind of dab off some of that excess water. All right. I'm going to come up where the bird's head is. So I'm going to color this in. Remember, dab off as much water as you can. Coming around the bird's eye. I'm gonna blend in those greens with the yellow. See that merging really nicely. Another way to keep your brush from being so saturated is to just dip the tip into the water, which is really good too. Another tip that really works really well. I'm blending in now. I'm blending in the red with the yellow a little. And I'm gonna mix some of this purple together, not compromising all the dots that we've made, but just merging those colors in very nicely, the brown and with the red. Smoothing this out a little bit in here. So you want to smooth out the neck just a little bit there. There we go. Cleaning off that brown and then moving right into the yellow. And I'm going to just kind of just blend these lines in. The brown and the yellow, the brown and the yellow and the red. There we go. Very nice. I think it's coming out wonderful. Okay. Good job. So now that we have that, what we're going to do now is I'm going to take my brown marker and I'm going to go over just this area in here of the wing with the brown to create this layered wing effect. So I'm going to come up where the wing starts, make my first line, second, following the lines that I made, and there we go. Taking my brush, I didn't really go back into water because I want to control it. So if your brush is still like just kind of wet or damp, that's perfect. And just go over that brown and creating that second layer effect of the wing there. Looks really good. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Now you're going to take your black and your eye should be white. Okay. And we're going to just outline the eye, the outer part of the eye, and we'll work towards the center. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beak here and then work my way around the eye. So starting from the beak, I work my way around the eye, and I'm going to do the same thing here around the beak, come up, and outline the eye. I'm going to bring this line and wrap it just a little underneath the beak a little bit in the downward shape, and this will go in the upward shape. Okay. I'm going to take my marker now, and there's a circle in the center, and I'm going to create that circle. And I'm going to just keep going around the edge until I leave a little bit of white, just a tiny bit. Just like that. Now I'm going to take my black marker and just enclose the eye a little bit, leaving just a little bit of white on one side, a little bit of dark on the other side. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you're going to go back in. I'm going to go with my blue. I'm going to reestablish some lines. So I'm going to come here and I'm just going to kind of just wing out some lines there. I'm going to come back into the base of the tail and just kind of go over a few lines in here just to give it some, redefine the lines. Go back in with your green as well, redefine some lines. I'm going to take my green marker and at the top of the bird's head, I'm just going to create a few dots. I'm going to take my purple marker and right where I painted over in purple, I'm going to just make a few dots. Oh, it's coming alive now. Now I'm going to take my red and in the red area right underneath, close to the edge, I'm going to make some red. I'm holding my marker kind of slanted, just dotting a few dots in there like that. It's giving it some nice depth. I'm going to take my brown again towards the base of this bird. I'm going to just create a few dots in there as well. And then the same thing with the yellow. And we're doing all of this within the body. So I'm going to create some dots in there, overlapping the brown a little bit, just like that. Very nice. And if you feel like you want to clean up some of those dots, you don't like the way you place them, just giving you an example, I'm going to clean off my brush, shake as much water out, and I can just resoften those lines those dots if I want to. Not a big deal. And I'm doing kind of like a dabbing motion, giving it a nice, nice, nice blend. Okay, so now we have our bird done. The next thing we're going to do is so easy. The bird is sopping up all of that sweet nectar in the floral flowers and the berries. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw the floral arrangement kind of going around the bird. It's a little asymmetrical, which is really pretty because it gives the effect of the bird in movement, and it has some, giving the composition some movement and making it really look very interesting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come here around where the bird's beak is. And we're going to create a line going down this way and a line going slanting up towards that way. And then you're going to just create these like little lines coming off of the first line you just created. Okay. Then you're going to take your purple marker and you're just going to create like these little circles. Now, even where there's no lines, you're just going to create extra ones. It looks really, really pretty. It makes it look like they're all together. So once I've given each little branch a purple circle, I'll just go in between them, add some more. That's all. That's exactly what you'll be doing now. I think that looks lovely. I'm going to take my brush and only going over the purple, I'm going to create these, outline them in little circles with the water. So they blend and they get kind of fuzzy and they just look so pretty, like a watercolor painting. And I'm giving it a circular motion going around the berry. If you need more water, if you want to lighten them up, you just add a little bit more water. And I'm pulling that color around and around and around. Just like that. Very, very pretty. Now we're going to create some more. Starting from, let's say, the top corner, we're going to draw a line. Maybe a couple more. Draw some branches going off. That's about good, about right. And then we're going to take some even from here, draw some more. And those branches have branches, and those branches have branches. Very simple. Looks good. You're going to take your purple again. And on every little branch, you're going to draw a circle, maybe some extra ones. And I'm just drawing some extra ones in here. Okay. Starting at the top where we left off, I'm going to just come back here and use the water for those watercolors right here with this beautiful floral arrangement here that we've created. Looks so pretty. And I just love how this just comes alive. And it's so simple and easy to do. Painting with magic markers, Crayola markers, whatever markers is so much fun. And it gives you a lot of control too of where you're placing your color. Very easy. I'm just breezing through this now. And I think we have it. I think I want to add a couple more. I like for mine to be really kind of balanced. Call me a perfectionist. Okay. And there we have it. It looks absolutely beautiful. Well, I hope you guys at home enjoyed. It came out great. I hope yours did too. Please Send me your completed work. I would love to see it. All of the children at Long Branch District Summer School, you all have my number. And so inbox me. Show me your work. I would love to see it. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.